So, welcome back everyone. Another recipe for you today. We're going to be cooking one of my favourites, which is a baked vanilla cheesecake. Really simple. Prep time, 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes to weigh everything up. I've crushed the digestive biscuits and melted the butter and everything else. We're just going to line the biscuit base in the bottom, then we're going to mix everything together. We've got 500 grams of cream cheese, 150 grams of caster sugar, 3 eggs, 30 mils of double cream, 30 mils of lemon juice, 18 grams of plain flour, and then we've got 150 grams of digestive biscuits, which I've just used the bottom of a rolling pin, smashed them up, give them a bit of a mix, and 75 grams of unsalted butter. You can put, in fact I'm going to do it now, you can use salted butter for that. I'm just putting a little pinch in that ready. It just gives it a nice little bit of seasoning, which sounds a bit weird putting salt into a dessert, but a lot of shortbread, a lot of sablé biscuits, pastries, often made with salted butter. So there you go. Right, first job, we are going to add the butter to the biscuit base. So yeah, cheesecake, baked cheesecake, set cheesecake, one of my favourites, and this is super simple. Literally, 15 minutes, and it's in the oven from actually weighing it up to putting it in the oven. We're going to cook it for about 45 minutes at 150. My oven's preset. So you can see that butter just brings it together. You just want to be able to pack it. There you go, my favourite bowl. You want to be able to pack it down and it all sticks together. And then you get a nice firm, crunchy biscuit base. Nice buttery biscuit base. And that is it, that's the base. So pre-line my tin. I prefer the spring closing tins. This is just a standard, cheapest chips, aluminium, non-stick coating. I have lined the bottom with parchment as well. I don't think this would stick to the biscuit base will stick to the base, to the tin itself, but I just put that in there to make it easier to lift the whole cheesecake off that to transfer to a plate for either cutting, presenting or storing in the fridge. So using a spoon, we're just going to pack all that down into the bottom of our tin. Try to make sure it's all nice and even, it's not thick in one part and thin in another. You don't want nothing worse than cutting into it and finding out that it's uneven on the bottom, and then it just doesn't look good to start with. It's a very simple dish, simple dessert, and surprisingly very easy to do at home. Again, all these ingredients you can get at your supermarket, so you don't have to go out, venture into specialty shops. You can get it at the supermarket, get it delivered to your door. There we go. That's the biscuit base done. And now we're literally just going to put everything else together. What have we got in there? So 500 cream cheese, 150 sugar, 3 whole eggs, and then we've got 30 mils 30 ml of double cream, 30 ml of lemon juice, all goes in together. And our flour, plain flour. And we're going to put a vanilla pod in there. So we used one of these to make our, what did we make? Chocolate brownie. So I used a quarter to make the chocolate brownie. So I'm just going to use the other 3/4, and I'm going to put all of that vanilla seed in there. We're going to call it a baked vanilla cheesecake. We want plenty in there. So just using the tip of our knife, we open it up. It's a bit safer than using that cook's knife that I used the other day. Using the thin part of the blade, just scrape all those seeds in there. Make sure your hands are clean and dry before you're doing this, before you start any cooking job. Obviously you should go without saying, wash your hands. We're going to keep those pods, and like I said, we can transfer that into a nice container of sugar to make our shortbread biscuits, to make you know, Victoria sponge, whatever you're making that contains vanilla. Use that vanilla sugar, and that means you don't have to put whole pods into it all the time. You know, if I built that up, I could have used vanilla sugar in this instead of putting the fresh beans in there. So you save it up, infuse the sugar, and then use that in your recipes. So whisk it all together, make sure there's no lumps of flour, make sure there's no lumps of cream cheese, making sure it's all smooth and incorporated. You can see all the flecks of vanilla seed in there as well. It's going to give it a beautiful flavour. Mix it up. Like so. That's our spoon from our biscuit crumb. And then we're just going to pour it into our tin. Make sure we get all of that mix in there. Using a rubber maurice, spatula, whatever you want to call it. And there we have it. Baked vanilla cheesecake. Oven's on, 150 degrees. Going to cook it for 45 minutes, give or take. If you don't have a fan assisted oven, allow for another 5-10 minutes on top. I'm going to set that for 45 minutes, and I'll see you in a bit. So, cheesecake's had an extra 6 and 5, about an extra 10 minutes. I pulled it out, and I give it a little check, give it a little tap for a wobble, and it was still a little bit runny in the middle. I did think I'd caught that on camera, but the cameraman didn't press go, so he's getting sacked in the morning. But we've got our cheesecake now, so it's cooked. As you can see, giving a little wobble on the bench, it's all set nice and firm. So we're just going to leave that now, let it cool down, room temperature, and then we'll come back in a bit and I'll show you how to take it out of the ring and maybe even cut and have a little taste. See you in a bit. Right, we're back. Cheesecake cooked. Now we need a little knife run it right the way around the edge. And then because this base goes in through the top, gently push it up from underneath. Right, that knife is no good for cutting that. What we can use. Nice sharp knife. Okay. Take our portion of cheesecake. So, got a cheesecake, and I kept a little bit of the digestives, crush those up. Just going to serve those on the side. Oop. Got a strawberry sorbet. And if you wanted to get really chefy with it, you could take a couple of spoonfuls of that sorbet, melt them in a little bottle, drizzle it around, and impress your friends. And there you have it, baked vanilla cheesecake, strawberry sorbet, bit of digestive crumb. Hope you enjoy. See you for the next video. Thanks, bye.